while ago, I made a video about how I was able to do a live cast of my own face using 3D tools, 3D rendering and all. However, the problem that I've been dealing with, although the first rendering and print and cast of all of this is good, but it's very faceted. And so now that I know that I can actually do this and I can actually be successful, what I want to do is go back into the 3D model that I have on the computer and smooth it out. It's a really easy, simple thing to do. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to show you how it's kind of not very good as of right now and why it's so faceted. So here is the model itself. Now, as it just is in object mode in Blender, it looks pretty smooth. You would think, oh, perfect. I can just send that to an STL, put that on Cura or whatever I'm using, and print it and it'll be fine. But that's where you're wrong, kiddo, because let's go to edit mode and you're going to see all of these very large faces. And what I mean by faces is essentially these points, these little dots right here, and then the lines that connect these dots then make the center of all of that is what would be called the face. These faces are very big. They're very big. And so because of that, when I export this to a file, it's going to end up looking like this. And that's very faceted. I don't want that. I want it to be nice and smooth as it would be as if it was in object mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to add a couple modifiers to it. So I'm going to go over to my little handy dandy wrench and I'm going to look for add modifier, and the first thing I want to do is I want to go down to subdivision surface. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to leave it in the cat multi or the cat mole. And I'm going to put this up to, see, I'm going to do that first, and I'm going to take it out of edit mode so it's not so distracting. And I'm going to put the render up to about 6. 6 I think is actually as high as it can go, and I'll leave that as a 1. And then I will hit apply. Now, as you notice, there's a couple holes in this all of a sudden, especially like right here. And we don't want that. We can't have that hole. That's a problem. So I'm going to go back in, add another modifier, and what I'm looking for now is a remesh. And don't panic. It's okay. We're going to fix this. We're going to move it over from voxel to smooth, and then we're going to put the octree depth to about 9. There we go. And that, as you can see, I'm going to put it back in edit mode. Bam! You see all of that, how it changed? There's so many more facets, so many more points. But now, when I go forth and export what it is now, I'm going to hit apply to make sure that that stays on. And what you're going to get now is this guy. As you can see, it already looks 1,000 times better. It does still have the facets. That I will admit that it does still have the facets, but it's a lot more rounded, and I think it's going to actually make even better for a live cast to use. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut this up again like I did the first one into probably about 5 or 6 pieces, 3D print them all, glue the pieces back together. My print bed is about a 300 millimeter piece. It's a Creality Ender 3. I know, not the most amazing 3D printer. I will eventually upgrade this year, but right now that's just what I have to work with. And we will make a new live cast, and also with this new live cast, what's going to happen is I'm going to end up putting a couple channels, relief channels, as I'm making it in from the bottoms of the earlobes, because the original one I made ended up getting little air pockets in there, and it kind of caused a bit of a problem. It is a little bit of a difficulty to work with while I'm pouring into it to try to make a live cast, and especially if I wanted to try to maybe use it to make an ear snap cast. I can't because of that air bubble, so that's going to be something else I work out with this new attempt. That's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!